Sports. Hello, everyone. Great to have you with us.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hollywood Sports again.
Supersonics and the Sacramento Kings.
And right now, I wanted to talk about Game 2 of this battle between the Seattle Supersonics and the Sacramento Kings in this bidding war. You know, Stern said it was a tug of war over Kings, over the Kings and the Sonics. And basically, I just want to give you guys some news about, some current news about the battle that's going on. Who will win? Will it be Seattle getting the team, or will it be Sacramento keeping the team? So you guys, I want you guys kind of pay attention to the action also, because there's some great action that's been going on. But a recommendation on the sale of the Sacramento Kings and their possible move to Seattle could be issued next week, and a final decision made early next month. The committee reviewing the bids by Seattle and Sacramento is expected to meet next week and make its recommendations. A vote by a full NBA board of governors could happen as soon as the week of May 6th. David Stern, the commissioner, indicated that the owners first will decide whether they would be willing to approve relocation. The Malou family, which owns a majority stake in the Kings, disputed that in a letter to the Advisory and Finance Committee obtained by the Associated Press. The Malou's letter, dated April 17th, said the Sacramento Group originally matched the $525 million valuation for the franchise, to which Hansen agreed last week. Hansen increased the valuation offered to $550 million. And the Malou said that Sacramento Group has asked not to enter into a bidding war.
How do you think that'll play out here?
Excuse me, my phone is interrupting me. Enter into bidding agreement until the Seattle deal is terminated. The Malou said that would be a breach of contract and cost them the leverage to aggressively renegotiate terms. And that's actually bad news for the Sacramento Group. And they don't want to get in competing war. It's because I don't think they can really compete raising the funds up. They can barely do what they're doing now. You figure them trying to rush and get this deal together. There's Kemp backing them down. He gives it up to Irvin Johnson. What is he doing with it? There's Shrimp. Boom! Oh, he missed the shot at the buzzer. But anyway, in the event the existing agreement is terminated based on these factors, he says, we are advised. Our advisors see no reason to continue any dialogue with the Sacramento Group. See, that's not good news, because they're not willing to bid with the Seattle Group. And so they're saying that's really not good news. And it says Sacramento Group ought to give them any further consideration. That's not good. But David Stern said a decision must be made in time so the team's place cards can say Seattle or Sacramento for the NBA draft. He wants to have which team is going to end up having a team, because whether it's going to be Seattle or Sacramento, he wants to know so they can get the place cards down for the NBA draft. Will that place card say Seattle, or will it say Sacramento? Also, David Stern said previously the sale of the Kings would not become a bidding war, and yet a bidding war is what seems to have broken out. But Sacramento don't want to compete with them. Hansen put down a $30 million non-refundable deposit, while the Sacramento Group has offered only $15 million. The Malouf's letter says. And that came out of Malouf's letter that they wrote. So they look like they might be going in Seattle's favor.
Welcome back, folks. We have a close
All right, we're getting ready to start the second quarter of this series. The Sonics are up 1-0 in this series. And I thought to make a series out of this, you know, while they're trying to compete for who's going to get the Sacramento Kings, whether they're going to stay in Sacramento or they're going to go Seattle. This is game 2, and Seattle's winning this one 7-4. Just to give you a little bit more information, the Maloofs also have expressed concern to the fellow NBA owners about the changes to Sacramento's group, saying the reason new investors keep servicing is because of a lack of funds. You know, I just read y'all a few key things that's going on right now in the news between those two teams, but it's kind of exciting, but it kind of worrisome because I want them to come back to Seattle. You know, I mean, I know Sacramento wants to keep the team, and I don't blame them. It was the same thing when Seattle lost the team. I wanted them to stay here, but you know, Clay Bennett that owns the, you know, that bought the team, you know, he took them away, and there's nothing we can do about it because I give Sacramento Group a lot of credit. You know, Kevin Johnson, the mayor there, I mean, they're really showing that they really want to keep their team. And when Seattle was leaving, our politicians, you know, the mayor and everybody, they didn't think it was worth keeping the team. I mean, they wanted to keep the team, but they didn't think it was worth the type of money it would take to keep the team in Seattle. So they ended up leaving. You know, and at least I can give Sacramento Group that fact that they really want to keep that team in Sacramento. You look at the action right there, Garcia. See, I put the today's Sacramento squad against the 95-96 Seattle squad. What he's gonna do with it? Spin off. Oh, he missed the shot.
Rebounded by Perkins.
Oh, there's my man Nick McMillan. I think he's going to be the coach. If Seattle win this bid and they come back to Seattle, I think Nick McMillan will be the coach of this team. Hands down.
McMillan a screen on Robinson.
But then again, I heard a rumor. One of my subscribers told me that they're looking at Larry Bird may be a coach candidate for the Sonics if they come back to Seattle. So this is exciting. But you know, I'd rather, even though I love Larry Bird, I love those Boston Celtics, man. And you know, I always loved the Boston Celtics since I was a kid, man. And I really followed them with Larry Bird and you know, Dennis Johnson and that whole group. But, you know, when I came out here to Seattle from the military, I love these Supersonics, man. But the Supersonics are my first love. But, you know, I run my association with the Boston Celtics right now because they're my second team. So it'd be a good matchup if Larry Bird could coach him. I can get both of my dream things together. My Seattle Supersonics and my favorite team, Boston Celtics, Larry Bird. What else? That's halftime. Seattle's winning 98. Just wanted to give y'all some really quick action because, like I said, I'm making this a series. And Seattle won the first game, and now they're winning the second game. But this is a series, and until we find out how they're going to vote, who keeps the team, Seattle or Sacramento, who will win?
He's nearly single-handedly accounted for his team's offense, putting up more than half their points.
All right.
Signs of slowing down.
Let's go ahead and start this third quarter. Let's pay more attention to the action right now because there's a lot of action going on in the news, but we're going to see how much action is going on the court.
Yeah, this is exactly what
and go back down to memory lane with the 95-96 Seattle Supersonics. The last game I showed you guys, they were playing in Seattle because I wanted to show you guys how a lot of people really weren't familiar with their colors and their logo. But now we go back to Sacramento. Sacramento just took the lead 10-9. We got my man Gary Payton, the point guard. He just made the Hall of Fame. There's Herbie Hawkins. Woo! Nice drive to the lane right there.
Hawkins has got his first basket.
All right, we got my man Thornton.
Brooks.
There's Brooks out of Oregon. Back to Thornton.
The dish to Cousins.
There's Cousins. Oh, bad shot. That's way out of his league. He cannot shoot way out there. That's out of his range big time. All right, there's Gary Payton trying to make something happen. Gives it to Hawkins. The point guard gives it to the shooting guard. Back to Payton. He's thinking about backing him down. He's posting up. Left hand. Good shot.
Pressure all over.
That's what Gary Payton used to do. He could post up. You know, he was a nice guard. He was one of those guards that could post you up. He could play inside and outside. When he got a guard that was his size was smaller, they always had him post him up.
Looks like he wants to toy around with some of their sets and matchups here.
You know, I don't think you can afford.
Seattle's winning 13-10 in this series in the third quarter.
You have to be able to adjust on the fly, just like he's doing here.
Sam Perkins, he's checked in for Johnson.
Sam Perkins is coming to the game for Irvin Johnson. Here's Sean Kemp trying to block the put in. Uh-oh. Well, they might have 5 seconds on that. There's Brooks trying to handle the ball. There's Thornton. Back to Cousins for the jump shot. He missed. Outside of his range. He cannot shoot a jump shot.
To get a hand into his face because
all right, Gary Payton running the point. Trying to make something happen. Bobbing and weaving. Give it to my man, Sean Kemp. And Sean Kemp, his son, is playing for the University of Washington right now, the Washington Huskies, which is my favorite college team.
Just 4 to shoot.
There's Payton with the jump shot. He missed the shot.
No good. Nice D from Brooks.
Yeah, Sean Kemp Jr. is playing for Seattle. He's getting better. I think he'll be drafted. He was a sophomore this year.
Well, you look at Thornton.
He played as a true freshman last year, but he's getting better.
Contact. He's got a strong body. And when you can shoot the way he does, that means defenses have to go out on you on the perimeter, and that gives him driving lanes to get into the paint.
Well, I think
and they didn't foul him, and he got an N1.
In other aspects of the game, offensively, if he gets hot, a timeout or TV break isn't going to throw him off his game. I mean, he's one of those guys, once he's hot, he stays hot.
Chuck Hayes, he's checked in for the Kings. Robinson comes in for Jason Thompson.
Thornton hits the free throw, the N1. All correct. Shrimp gives it to Payton.
Now here's Payton. 7 points in the game.
Let's check out this action. Payton always had the ball in his hand, too.
In this half.
When it came to running that offense. Oh, Sean Kemp. Oh, not good.
This game very well could come down to a few possessions, and if that's the case, rebounding could play large.
Yeah, in a close game like this one, securing the ball is so
to Evans, trying to make it work. Jump shot. No good. Rebound by Hersey Hawkins.
And it's the Supersonics.
Push it, Payton. Push it, Payton. On the wing, there's Shrimp.
Baseline jumper.
Man, nobody's hitting anything right now. The score's tied 13-13.
So it's
who's going to win this battle, Seattle or Sacramento?
Brooks kicks to Robinson.
Whose name will be on that place card at the NBA draft?
Over Hawkins.
Oh, Dylan Shrimp with the rebound. Gives it to the man.
Here's Payton.
Gary Payton. Crowd kept calling for defense.
Off his foot, and the officials saying it was kicked.
All right, you got the ball back on that kick ball. Irvin Johnson back in the game. We're bringing in the bench. There's my man Nick McMillan.
In the third quarter of the game. Here's McMillan. No good on that last second attempt there. It's all tied in second.
All right, that's the end of the third quarter. We're tied 13-13.
Final quarter right here on 2K. 13. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the
But yeah, man, the Maloofs sound like they're in favor of Seattle because you know if they're going to give up rights to the team, they're going to want the most money. And Sacramento don't want to get into a bidding war because Chris Hansen has some money. And Steve Ballmer, the guy that runs Microsoft right now. Those are the two big players on the Seattle team. Steve Ballmer from Microsoft and Chris Hansen.
Even slow him
he's a
down.
He's a funds
they've
manager.
Only got 1 quarter left to come
investment.
up with a solution. They're going to have to figure something
out. All right,
out.
Payton.
Well, good luck with that. I mean, if they
Shrimp
haven't figured it out by now, I don't think it's going to happen.
Gary Payton's running a point, trying to make something happen. Everybody's moving around.
Quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade. All fuel
Sean Kemp takes to the hoop. He's fouled, and he gets the basket.
On the wings, it's Thornton and Evans. Inside, Jason Thompson and DeMarcus Cousins.
Kemp can shoot free throws, too.
In at the 1. Sam Perkins.
Man, if Seattle win this battle and they come back to Seattle and they become the Seattle Supersonics again, they're going to have all those players to come back and do some kind of welcome them back ceremony. I know they're going to bring back Gary Payton, Detlef Schrempf. All those guys still stay in Seattle. I don't know where Hershey Hawkins is, but I know Detlef Schrempf and Gary Payton and Sean Kemp, they live in Seattle. Well, I don't know if they live in Seattle, but they hang out in Seattle all the time. They're always on the radio stations. Sam Perkins was on a radio station once. And Hershey Hawkins, I don't know where he is, but I'm pretty sure that they would do some kind of ceremony to bring those guys back.
Clark, some tough offensive sets.
They were your main five. I think they would try to bring that whole team back. And Brooks trying to make something happen.
Hawkins against Brooks. 5 on the clock. He dishes it to
Thornton. Shooting guard.
Over Perkins.
Nice shot.
And the basket by Thornton.
Keeping this game close. Seattle winning 16-15 on the road.
Payton kicks to Hawkins. Kemp. He's covered by Thompson.
Pass it back
Brooks
out.
On the double team. Perkins with a screen on Evans. Payton drives in. Kemp passes to Payton. Shot clock at 6.
Payton!
Using his post move.
That's how Payton used to work it too, man. I'm telling you. I love seeing that kind of stuff. That's how Payton used to wheel and deal.
Kind of quieted the voices in here, didn't it?
He was a really good player. That's why he made the Hall of Fame. And he played defense too. He wasn't just an offensive player. He was a defensive player too. He got some defensive awards.
No time like the present, gentlemen. Embrace it. Embrace the spotlight
Cousins.
and let's make it happen. Kevin, let's see.
Cousins, he liked to shoot. He don't like passing that much. He was like that in college too. Aaron Brooks trying to make something happen. Oh, left hand. Got it.
That's good.
When you got a good point guard like that on any kind of team, high school, college, pros, you need a nice point guard that can make plays. You know, can basically develop their own plays. They can create their own shot is what I mean. Players, the more players that you got that can create their own shot, is the better team you're going to have. Look at him.
Boy, what a huge
that was a nice shot. Hit that three.
How about what a game? I mean, he answered the bell.
Gary Payton.
Now to Cousins.
They're on the road, but they're playing hard right now.
Releases. No good from
Look at
Cousins.
Cousins. He don't never want to pass the ball. They ain't going to go over there and foul somebody. That's his second personal
And the
foul.
Kings making a change here.
Seattle's winning 21-17. There's 28 seconds left. Who will win this battle? Sacramento or Seattle? And this is game 2.
2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. And that's an intentional foul.
I'm creating my own series right now as far as what's going on in sports. And this is game 2. Seattle won game 1. Let's see who can win this game 2. Hershey Hawkins at the line. He was a great free throw shooter too. He always was in at least the top 10 in the league every year in the NBA. He bangs them both. He bangs them both.
And it's a 6-point ball game.
All right, Aaron Brooks, you better get the ball down the court. Gotta make something happen quick. 21 seconds. Look at Cousins.
Here's Cousins.
No, he ain't the one supposed to be shooting that ball.
Would have been lucky to knock that shot down.
Yeah, that kind of shot will definitely get you the high eyebrows from the coach.
You need to have his butt under the basket to block shots, grab rebounds, not to shoot jump shots. And he need to be dunking. He tries to play like a guard. Because Gary Payton gonna knock these shots down. Which is a good sign because I really feel that team is coming back to Seattle. Because that Sacramento group, I mean, like I said, I give them credit for trying to keep their team, and I don't blame them. I would do the same thing regardless of when they try to get this thing together. But they got to do they got too many hurdles to overcome right now. And you know money talks.
Second attempt at the line.
Money talks.
Now here is Robinson. Fredette kicks to Thomas.
Oh, they can't hit that shot. Good rebound by Irvin Johnson.
That's terrific
There's
defense
Peyton.
right there to prevent
They gonna hold the ball?
converting
Yeah, they're gonna hold the ball up. And the game is over. All right, Seattle goes up 2-0 in this series. Who will win? Sacramento or Seattle?
Thank you for joining us.
David Stern wants to know what are we going to put on these place cards for the NBA draft? Are we going to say it's Seattle or are we going to say it's Sacramento? Everybody, I hope you appreciated this information that I just given you about the you know, what's going on right now. But you know, I hope you enjoyed the game. I hope you enjoyed the commentary. And as always, until next time.
Rise when I gave the